Well, Ben Simmons hadn't had a win on the court in over a year, but he has sure had a couple of wins off the court in this same time frame. This week, according to Woj at ESPN, Ben Simmons and the Philadelphia 76ers have reached a settlement agreement on the grievance that Ben filed to recoup a portion of the nearly $20 million that was withheld from his contract. So for those who don't know, Philadelphia 76ers VP Daryl Morey and their ownership group was like, look, bro, Ben, you're saying that you're mentally not in the right place to perform on the basketball court, but it's very tough for our doctors to gauge your mental when you seem fine. So Ben, you're getting this guaranteed money from us, but you're not playing basketball. What do you want us to do? We're not just going to pay you for nothing. You create a big time problem around the league if guys can just sit out because they need mental breaks. It's just very tough to calculate the mental. So for those who don't know, a lot of NBA players' salaries do happen at the beginning of each year of their contracts. So Philadelphia had already lost a lot of money to Ben last year to kick off the season. So they ended up pretty much taking the bulk of his game checks, which is how we got to around that $20 million total that Philadelphia had taken away from Ben Simmons because they feel like he breached his contract by refusing to report to training camp and decide not to play once the regular season started. Well, we now know that these sides have agreed to a confidentiality agreement, which means the public will not know the number that Ben and Philadelphia agreed, but clearly the Sixers are giving him back some of that $20 million that they took from him. I think this is a big win for Ben Simmons, getting any of that capital back after not playing at all last year, physically being able to play seemingly, but mentally just not where he wanted to be. The fact that he's able to get a little of that bread back could be another major win for players going forward, as they seem to have all the leverage with ownership. If they don't physically feel fine, they can sit out. Doctors clear them. Okay, nowadays, a guy like Ben Simmons can say, I mentally don't fit the part. Remember, the Sixers ended up trading Ben to Brooklyn, and which, according to Stephen A. Smith, who says he bumped into Ben Simmons at some point this offseason, Simmons says he will be ready to go day one for the Brooklyn Nets next year, so only time will tell. But again, the Sixers and Simmons agree on some type of confidentiality agreement and a settlement in which he will get back something in the $20 million that the Sixers took for him last season for not playing. Thank y'all so much. Time, love, support is what your boy would never take for granted. Boy, when that next CBA contract comes up, these owners are going to have their way in these negotiations because these players have been getting off the last few years. I'm out.